All right, we're going to figure out what kind of train wreck this is going to be.
Action.
Bitches.
Why you gotta open up with like the Cthulhu noises?
Just this is the Japanese squid.
Tactical gooning.
So bad.
Me and Jez
So
tactical
bad.
gooned each other in the game the other night.
I thought you were going to say last night, and I was just like, that is personal.
No, that's rubbing tummies.
That's rubbing tummies?
rub
That's rubbing tummies.
So,
No, it's like-
so
no, it's
you're a missionary couple. Good for you.
Yeah.
You're rubbing tummies.
Well, we were rubbing tummies. Nobody ever said it was in that orientation.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Just a tummy is rubbed.
Just
It's like
There was-
one of those like fortune cookie shapes. But you're still rubbing tummies
just
somehow.
like a chain link. Oh, good Lord.
This episode of Warhammer is brought to you by Chain Link Fence. Chain Link.
Chain
Fuck it.
link. Fuck it. You know what? I think Second Pitch needs to make a beer
Called Chain Link.
called the Chain Link because
No.
it rubs your tummy
Chain gang.
it rubs your tummy from the inside.
And people are going to be like, I don't get it. It's like, you're not supposed to.
You don't want to.
You
You don't get it.
You know what? Everybody's like, why
If
is
you know, you know.
Why is it spicy?
Is it spicy?
A little salty.
What is that? What is that? Salted cinnamon?
Oh,
That's
it could
not
be like
something I
a.
wanted.
It could be like a salted creamy beer.
So I remember
Ugh.
Samantha was talking. we were talking about like this podcast, like with everything going on.
Salted
and
cream ale?
she was like, I hope you don't say anything that like is inappropriate. I was like, babe, I'll say everything to you or my grandma, and on just today's the next day, and this is
Yeah.
salted caramel.
well, apparently
Salted
she's
salted
never
cre-
listened to the show.
Yeah.
No, she doesn't listen.
Salted cream ale.
Salted cream,
Jay.
salted milk stout cream ale.
I'm good. Let's
Speaking
talk
of
about
podcast, this is the Warhammered podcast, which is proudly brought to you by Second Pitch Beer.
proud's a strong word.
I'm proud of us.
Jas is always proud of himself. Jas
Very
is
proud.
super proud of himself.
Very proud.
Especially after that intro.
Very proud.
You want to keep on doing the intro, buddy?
It's brought to you by Second Pitch Beer Company and
And
BattlePub Games.
Games.
The greatest gaming store on the West Coast. Central Coast? Where are we?
Third Coast?
Third Coast.
Yeah.
South Texas.
South Texas.
Yeah, that one. Anyways, we're a podcast. Duh. And we do two things around here. We talk about Warhammer and nerd-related content at a...
Wave top level.
And the only other thing that we do around here, and it's the second half of that, we put the Erd in
Yeah,
Warhammer.
Erd? You mean Erd?
And what that is that we discuss that fine golden liquid dribbling down your gullet in order to touch tummies from the inside.
Nope.
Right here
Not
on
okay.
Jim's Cream Corner.
Nope. I'm going to leave. Well, it's been fun, guys. Let me check my
No,
watch.
your next beer is Jim's Creamed Corn.
Oh.
Imperial Stout.
So,
No, we already talked about it. It's going to be Sweet Baby Jesus.
God, I love that beer, man. It's so good.
Sweet Baby Jesus.
There's a brewery out in the. You ever had anything from Duke?
No, I haven't had
Do you
it.
know that they are you even aware of their existence?
You've talked about them before.
Yeah, so Dewclaw Brewing is a company. I think they're out of Maryland originally. I had them all through Virginia and North Carolina. So
Right.
but I think the brewery's in Maryland.
Sure. Wave top.
Dewclaw Brewing does they do some like very normal beers.
Yeah.
Like Bombshell Blonde and all that kind of stuff. And then everyone but the one that most people know them for is a beer called Sweet Baby Jesus. And Sweet Baby Jesus is a chocolate peanut butter porter.
Mm-hmm.
Could be good.
It's very good, but the problem with it is that you can have like one.
Is it sweet?
Oh,
Okay, so it's not
a
like
Reese's
that-
cup. It's a
Not like a
liquid.
bitter chocolate.
No. It's a liquid Reese's cup.
Yeah. Yeah, I looked at the recipe. He was like,
You
can
ever-
you make this? And I just pulled up the recipe. You mean this?
Yeah, and I was like, oh, you can. You ever had Reese's Pieces?
Absolutely.
Okay, turn that into a drink.
But add popcorn.
No.
What?
What? Reese's Pieces and popcorn?
For those of you that are just listening to this, the look that Jim just gave Kaylin
the audacity.
was the most offended look.
I guarantee there's some listeners out there that heard Reese's Pieces and immediately was like, ooh, add some popcorn. Like, I'm not the
in a-
only one.
Not in a beer.
Salty Reese's Pieces. It's like a salted caramel mocha, but like chocolate instead of caramel. Salted chocolate?
You're
I'm
so
not
lucky you're pretty.
I'm not looking at her.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
I'm not looking at her
I
anymore.
wouldn't. I wouldn't.
This is a 2-man show
Yeah,
now.
I'm still trying to sleep with her. Yeah, like, this is ridiculous.
Rubbing tummies.
He's rubbing tummies.
Tum Tum Rub.
That's a beer name right there.
Tum Tum Rub.
Tum Tum Rub.
It could be a dog on his back.
That just Tum Tum Rub.
Tum Tum Rub.
And it's like, what the? That's what?
That's what.
Tummy
I
scratches.
think the best
Tummy
part about
scratches.
naming beers is having to get people to order that beer. It's like, can I get a?
Could you imagine that?
Can
You're
I
just
get
in
a
your
pint
tap
of
room and people are
Tum
like,
Tum Rub?
hey, can I get a pint of Tum Tum?
Tum Tum. What's the name?
What's
Can I
that?
get the
one more
with
time?
the,
I didn't hear that. The
one
one
of
with
the
the
stouts?
the one with the dog on it. No, we have a couple of those. Which one?
Which one are you talking about?
Which one are you looking for?
TTR?
You looking for the? Can I get a TTR? I don't.
Which one is
I
that?
Doesn't
don't
quite
know
ring
which
a
one it is.
bell.
Which is? Can I get the Tum Tum Rub? Oh,
Yes.
Oh.
gotcha.
Only if you say you're a pretty girl.
Yeah.
Pretty
By the way, that
I'm a pretty princess.
that only comes in a half pint snifter.
Yeah.
So you,
Just so you look even.
so you have to
Tum Tum
sit there
and has a flower in it.
with a pinky out.
So,
With some glitter in it.
So-
Anyways, we're supposed to be talking about drinks,
Sorry.
and
speaking of pretty princesses, my
Oh, my
daughter
Lord.
has started calling herself a princess.
I love it.
Love it.
Wait,
Charlie.
wait a minute, which one? Charlie?
Sure, Charlie.
Fucking Charlie.
But except now I've gotten her to say, I'm a tough princess. And she goes, I'm a tough princess. Arr! Like that. And I think I'm just nailing fatherhood.
Yeah.
It sounds like you're
absolutely.
crushing it, buddy.
Fucking
to me.
The
Right.
confidence is there.
The confidence, I'm a tough princess. And she
You
goes,
came by
"Arr."
you came by my store the other day and had the girls with you, and Charlie walked right up to me and like stood there, and then she cocked her head to one side and just went and like just smiled at me, and I was like, "Hey, Charlie," and she was like, "I want this," and I was like,
Whatever you want.
"Okay."
We had a good like 2-minute like powwow. It's like we do not touch anything. It's like from the Peaky Blinders. No
Yeah.
fucking fighting. No fucking fighting.
Oh, yeah.
No fucking fighting.
But
like before
Ben
we
was
came in.
Charlie kills me,
hilarious,
man.
though. Ben came up and he recognized me because I think I've seen him like 3 times now. So he's starting
Yeah.
to get like that facial
Yeah,
recognition.
yeah.
And he looks at me and I was like, "Oh, did you see our motorcycles outside today?" Because we rode to the store, and he's like, "Yeah, I did. They're so cool." And then it clicked in his head like who we were. And I was like, if I just give him that, he's
Yeah.
going to know who we are. And he looks at me and he goes, "Where's your person?" And I was like, "My husband?" He's like, "Yeah." He's like, I was like, "It's right there. It's Jazz." And he's like, "Where's his beard?"
Yeah, where's his beard?
So no, those kids are cute.
Yeah, they're great. Anyway,
But anyways, we're discussing drinks.
drinks.
We're
doing
doing
beer
something.
today.
We're kind of all over the place right now.
Yeah. We're
So
all kind of drinking something different.
Caitlin is drinking. I believe
2 different drinks right now.
you got 2 going on right now.
Double fisting
Oh shit.
on a
Okay.
Thursday.
And then
I got a Pint House Magic Pills, and I also have a Pint House Electric Jellyfish because
we're just testing out the whole catalog here, huh?
Yeah, just you worship
I like Pint House.
you worship the catalog.
Catalog of what?
That Pine House, they
do great stuff.
They legitimately make a
Fantastic,
very,
fantastic
very
local
good beer.
brewery. They're doing really great.
They're up in Austin.
Did a really good job with the sizing that they did. You know, they grew up to a mass. They're a bigger brewery now with multiple locations.
Yeah.
and their beer is still same quality. They did a
They
really great job.
I think like any of this stuff, you know, there's always those people that think they can do it better. So there were some people that were on the team for Electric Jellyfish, which has gotten like some nationwide recognition now of
Yeah.
people kind of know what EJ is. We're lucky enough that we live here in San Antonio. So Pint House has direct distribution down here. And Electric Jellyfish is I think we've talked about it on the show, right?
Yeah, we did
The Hazy IPA.
Yeah, we did the hazy IPA. Heisman.
Hazy.
Heisman.
Heisman.
A hazy IPA. It's very, very good. A lot of fruit notes, like citrus notes and stuff.
Yeah.
Very approachable.
Tropical.
Very tropical. Very. What the fuck is? Oh, we're getting refills.
What happened?
And so they're doing good stuff. You and I, however, have decided that we need to have a spot of whiskey
Yes.
on this Thursday afternoon.
Thursday.
We record
Thursday
this.
at 4:00.
We record this on Thursdays. So when you want to know why, like all of a sudden the episode pops out on a Tuesday.
Yeah, this is why.
This is why.
It's been busy for us though. It's been busy for both of us.
It's all
It's been
three of
busy
us
for
have
you.
had-
I've been pretty open.
all three of us have had a lot of. There's a lot of things in motion for
A lot of things.
everybody right now. So it's a little spot of whiskey on a Thursday. It's
Needed.
going a long way, man.
Yeah, it's going a long
going a long way. But I am drinking, and I think we both had a drop of it.
Yeah,
At
I
the
drank
beginning,
some of
we
it
had some of Ranger Creek's 36 caliber or whatever they call it.
Yep, 36.
Which is here in San Antonio. They're Texas-based bourbon company. Do it all the
Great.
traditional way. So there's been 2 years in a day, new barrel and stuff. It's pretty good.
And you're carrying a lot of their product on your beer product on your system now.
I have some stuff on draft from them.
Yeah,
right
sure,
now.
move them around.
It's doing okay. It's it's good. How do I say this without sounding insulting? Because it's a good thing, but it's going to sound like I'm shitting on him.
Oh, great! I love it.
He doesn't like anybody that has handles on my bar. That's not him.
I'm not a jealous man. I'm not a jealous
I
man.
have 8 handles on my system.
Make me crazy. Don't
4
make
of
me
them
crazy.
are yours.
I have 8 handles in my system. 4 of them belong to his brewery, and he still
gets
doesn't
jealous.
like the fact that the other 4 have brands on them.
There's-
He doesn't even have that many beers on distribution that I can put on draft.
Yeah, it's bullshit.
He can't even own the whole machine, but he's mad because he used to own all my handles in my bar. So, and then I improved my bar, and now he's upset about it.
I helped you do it.
You put the system in that let me
fucking
have more
idiot.
machine. Yeah, so now his brewery doesn't have all of the handles, and he's pissy about it. But yes, I carry some of their beer. No,
Is that like an entry level craft beer company?
they're yes, they're incredibly approachable.
Yeah.
Like their beer is
That's not
very
a-
very approachable.
Well, I'd say like maybe 3 of their beers are approachable. The rest taste the exact same.
That's what I was trying to avoid.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Caitlin coming in throwing 100 miles an hour.
Yeah.
I've been back to back meetings all
high,
day.
High and inside, ball
I-
one.
But what I mean by approachable is they are the textbook. Don't fist bump that. Don't. You two are horrible. Horrible.
You're the
make
one
us,
that put us on the couch together.
they make us money.
We're in sync.
No, what I mean by approachable
Pineapple.
is that they are the textbook of any particular beer.
Sure.
yeah.
Like it's and there's nothing wrong with that.
I love their brewer. He's such a nice dude.
Which one? I got like 3 of them. I really like Tim,
Tim. Yeah.
the guy with all the tattoos and stuff. Does jujitsu.
Yeah, that's the one I had now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I like him.
liked him.
Yeah, good guy.
Yeah.
Straight
Tim
up.
and his wife.
Good dude.
They're awesome.
Yep. They have a new baby.
Do they?
Yeah.
Good for him.
But their stuff is very by the book. It's very textbook. And that's what they do. But they'll be the first ones to tell you too that they sell beer to pay for the whiskey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they have been very honest about they sell beer
Their whiskey's
to
where
pay
it's
for
at.
the whiskey. You can tell that what they care about is making good whiskey.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it takes 2 years to make another batch of whiskey. So
Yeah,
they
so they
sell
make
beer to
beer.
pay for the whiskey.
To
And
float him for that 2 years.
Yep.
and so yeah, they sell beer to pay for the whiskey. Because you can make beer in like 3 weeks.
Yeah. If a long beer.
Yeah, it takes 2 years to make whiskey. But they've been very open about that. So I'm not like releasing any secrets. They want to be a distillery. The beer side just helps pay the bills.
Good.
So
Good business.
but their whiskey is very good. I enjoy it. I think their whiskey is better than their beer. And
I'd agree. Yeah.
Except for I actually really enjoy their Laguna Madre.
Is that their wit?
Yeah, they're Belgian.
Yeah.
They're Belgian white. I think it's good.
Wit.
I'm pretty sure it says white. I'm pretty
Oh,
sure
it does say white?
Pretty sure it says Belgian white on their label with a fish.
You fuckers.
It's got a fish. There's a fish on it.
Take back everything nice I just said about it.
But it's good. It's a solid Belgian. And I don't feel like I need to put an orange in it. You know who I'm talking about.
Yeah, Blue Moon.
Fuck you.
Look, I am hardcore about the fact that if I need to put something in your beer, it's
Yeah.
not good beer.
I can't drink Blue Moon anymore.
The big boss at my distributor, he loves our Hefeweizen, but he puts an orange in it.
No.
Did you slap him?
I've told him not to do it like multiple times.
Just remember, if you use the front of the hand, it's love. If
Yeah.
it's the back of the hand, it's discipline.
So he's actually a super nice guy, and he will send me pictures of him
your beer
drinking
with
my
oranges
beer
and
with
shit
oranges in it. He'll snap me a picture and being like, "Love the beer," and I'm just be like, "You're a fuck
I don't
you."
think we told you. We have had a massive uptick in our bar of people buying Hot Wells.
Really.
Like all at once. Like all of a sudden, everybody just came and was like, "Can I get the Hefeweizen? Can I get the Hefeweizen? Can I get the Hefeweizen?"
Or do you have a Hefeweizen? Or
Yeah,
What's going on?
And you're the only one we carry.
Yeah.
and I'm like, yeah, I got one.
But we've had this massive uptick of people that are buying Hefeweizen, and
get
we
it.
only carry Hot Wells, so it's it's been weird.
Great. I'm very, very happy about that. But it's just like Hefeweizen's such a weird beer. Like there's some people who are like live or die Hefeweizen, and then there's people who fucking hate it.
But down here, it's starting to get warmer.
Yeah, I think that's what
and
it
so
is
I
too.
think the Hefeweizen has like these brighter flavors to it.
Hefeweizen's
so
a spring beer.
Yeah. And but anyways, we're drinking whiskey. I'm drinking, but you're drinking fucking just Johnny Walker, just scotching it up.
Fucking Ron
What
Burgundy.
is it? What do you like about Johnny?
I don't like Johnny.
Okay, cool. There's their conversation. Because I had no notes. No notes.
He was like, I was actually reaching for the Macallan 12.
So I
but-
hadn't had it in a while, and I wanted to try it, and I
Did it
remembered
remind
I'd done-
you that
yeah, it's
it's
like it's all
awful?
right.
Yeah.
It's fine.
not bad.
It's not. I'm not.
No, it's
I'm not
fine. It's not fine. You don't need to lie about it.
Okay,
It's bad.
yeah, it's bad, and it's Blue Label. It's their best that they have, and I'm just like, man,
Is that blue?
that's
Yeah,
blue.
This blue label.
Sure is. Yeah, this is their top of the line.
This is their creme de la creme, and I'm
it's
still kind of
it's
like,
still not good.
I liked
it's
it.
all right.
I liked it. That one day we did that whiskey tasting.
Yeah, I
We
was
had
glad I
that.
missed that episode
I liked it.
because I would have had to get too honest
Oh,
about
it was
really
the Scotch
expensive whiskey.
tasting.
Well, tell me about it. What do you think about Blue Label?
I think that you were paying for a very expensive marketing campaign.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree with you.
I don't actually taste a quality difference between that and their standard black label.
So what does it go? It goes black, red, gold, blue.
Yes. And then you've got double black in there, which is just the black, but twice as bad. It's Johnny Walker. You're paying for an ad campaign. I'm sure at some point there was some level of heritage brand to that there was some level of pride in it.
Yeah.
At this point, that is marketed to I have fine scotch to people that don't know what fine scotch actually is.
Like
The same people that will tell you, these are the kind of people that will tell you that you should never have ice in your whiskey and that all blended whiskeys are trash.
But this is a blend, but yeah.
But but they don't know that.
Yeah.
They just think that they bought this thing, and they don't know that I could bring them a $25 bottle of scotch, blended scotch or bourbon that is going to taste better than anything they've ever had from Johnny Walker.
Yeah, and I'm not a huge fan of Johnny Walker. I had a glass of the Macallan 12 up there behind you.
Macallan is a prime example of a massive company.
Yeah.
I mean, Macallan's fucking huge.
Yeah.
That still has a quality product. I think some of their stuff is better than others. Some of their stuff I can justify their price tag on. Others I can't. The Macallan 15 Fine Oak,
Yeah, that's a good one.
I think, is absolutely worth the money.
I like the Macallan Sherry.
Yep, the sherry's good. I don't think 18's worth it. 21's not bad. 25 is really fucking good.
But that's
But
expensive.
whoa,
What is that, like 300 bottle?
it's more than that.
Really?
I've only ever had it by the pour, and I've never had to pay for it. So it's very good, but it's never been on my bill.
That's a W.
It's like when I drink Blanton's.
Yeah, somehow you have never paid for a
I've
glass
never
of
paid
Blanton's.
for a glass of Blanton's.
Good for you.
Always free.
Way to live your life.
Or
right?
like cheaper, like bullet
I
prices.
I went and had a drink with the one and only Steve Dixon a couple days.
Stevie
ago.
Dick?
Stevie Dix. And
He doesn't know I call him that. I'm really happy.
we were at he didn't listen to this show.
Old Stevie Dicks.
And
I like that man. He's a good guy.
well, we went and had a cigar together and a drink
Oh,
at
great.
our normal place.
Yeah.
And he said to go pick a whiskey, and so I was kind of looking at the wall, and I was like, "Holy shit, you have it!" And the waitress who knew who we were, she was like, "Are you talking about the Pappy?" And I was like, "No, I don't give a fuck about Pappy." But yell at me. I don't give a shit about Pappy Van Winkle. I think it's the most overrated fucking bourbon on the planet.
I've never had it. I've heard about it.
It's not
Yeah.
good. It's good if you mix it into like spice cookies, like make whiskey spice cookies.
If you're doing that with Pappy, good for you.
Yeah,
You're living the high
it's an
life.
expensive fucking cookie.
Yeah, right. that's a
But
$40 cookie.
It tastes like
It's
a
not worth
Christmas
it.
spice in your mouth. Is what it tastes like.
It's not worth it.
Yeah.
It's just not that good. But they had Eagle Rare 17.
Oh, fun. Yeah,
On the
you're
wall.
a big Eagle Rare
I am
fan.
a huge Eagle Rare fan. And look, that's the same distillery. Like, that is all coming out of the same people. I just think Eagle Rare is a far better whiskey.
Sazerac?
It's now owned by the Sazerac company, yes, but it's the Buffalo Trace Distillery,
Right.
Owned by Sazerac.
Buffalo Trace, Blanton's, Pappy,
Eagle Rare,
Eagle Rare.
yeah, E.H. Taylor,
So all that really high-end whiskeys are all
George
owned.
T. Stagg,
Well,
all
the
of
only
that
reason
all
why
comes
it's
out of the same place.
Stag.
high-end whiskey is what they did to the
Stag
whiskey
with-
industry a few
Stag
years
with
ago.
2 G's. Yeah, when they wanted to do all this ranking and allocation and and they took a really good, inexpensive American spirit and made it ridiculously expensive.
Mm-hmm.
It was Eagle Rare, right?
All of them?
No, any of them.
Any of them, yeah.
Any
And-
whiskeys
And they
now.
started ranking all this stuff. Eagle Rare used to be $30 a bottle. That shit cost me $80 now.
That's insane.
Because it won some contest, and then
Why doesn't that happen with beer? Fuckers.
because you guys actually have way better contracts with your distributors. So that's how that all went down. Is the biggest distributor that had the contract with Sazerac, these things won. So they allocated and accelerated the price in the middle. And then was selling it to the
And the
liquor
distillery
stores at
wasn't
this
seeing
accelerated
shit.
price.
Yep.
Well, they were trying to figure out how to do it. Buffalo Trace, essentially, thanks to this allocation and everything that the distributors did, made Buffalo Trace so big on demand wise that they essentially said, fuck you, we just won't sell it to you anymore. And they're like, we're going to sue you. And they're like, sue us. We don't care. And they went to all these little tiny beer distributors and was like, you can sell it, but you have to sell it at this. And all these beer distributors was like, fuck yeah, okay, sure.
Yeah, 30%. We'll take 30.
Yeah, and so that's why we're seeing it all again, because
Mm-hmm.
these big huge ones like Republic National, all these guys that are nationwide beer distributors or liquor distributors and sell to like Walmart and all that stuff. Fucking Buffalo Trace gave them the finger and said sue us, and it essentially came down to you can do it, but we're going to counter sue you for gouging.
Yep.
And Republic was like, oh, hey, don't do that, please.
It's now why I can find at the local Liquor Bueno by our house
Liquor
a
Bueno.
1.75 liter of Weller and Buffalo Trace,
For
both
$50
retail for $50.
A handle of Buffalo Trace for $50.
So every time I drive by
take
there,
that.
I
Right?
stop by, I grab a handle, and I put it back in the house, and I'm
Might
like,
stop
this
by
is
every
our
time?
daily drinker.
Every time?
Every time I drive by there, I grab him.
We don't
grab him.
always
once
go
a
that
week?
way.
Once a week?
But
Like
once
once-
a week, I
like
pick up
once a day?
I
Once
pick
a
up
day?
a.
Once a day.
What's a
No,
day?
like I'm gonna stop by after this
Yeah.
because
Evening and
They
and
limit
morning?
your purchases.
yeah, you can only buy one at a time. But no, I'll probably stop by today because
The Weller's
she
almost
picked
gone.
up a handle of Weller, and we drank it all. So now it's,
See, I understand that handles are better, but they just don't look as good.
they don't. And my really high end. So you've seen my bar,
Yeah.
in my house. My really high end stuff I have in like regular bottles. But to be honest with you, when I can buy a 175 of something like Weller or Buffalo Trace, and that becomes my nightcap whiskey,
I would 100%. I'm that guy that would like fill up the littler bottle with the big one.
sure.
And then do that.
sure,
and put
sure.
it on
Yeah,
the
it's like
thing.
it's also
but it-
Weller green labels.
But
so
at that
it's
point,
good.
yeah, it's Weller Green, and which is the special reserve. It's not the 12 or anything, but it's very passable for a nightcap. Like I'm not trying to, this isn't my like, oh well, by all means, open up the crystal and have it. I'm gonna go play Helldivers and have a whiskey. Like it's a
drink it out of a coffee cup.
yeah. And if I can do that with Weller instead of fucking Evan Williams, I'd rather do it with Weller. So yeah. So I buy and it doesn't even go on my bar cart. It literally just lives in my kitchen.
It does. Yeah,
It just lives on the counter in the kitchen. Like and it's,
Nice.
I go in, I grab my glass, I put ice in it, and
And now I have an acquired
I
taste
pour
for
whiskey.
whiskey on the rocks now.
Yeah. See, the older you get, the less cocktails you drink.
Oh yeah, there's too much sugar.
the older
in
you get, the
cocktails.
less and less ingredients are in your drink.
Yeah. The less ingredients.
The only ingredient in my drink now is ice.
Yeah.
Well, no, like when,
Unless I'm doing something like we've been watching
Except for whiskey sours.
yeah,
Love me a whiskey sour.
I make a good
in an
one.
old fashioned.
And if I have the patience for an old fashioned.
Yeah.
I make old
Yeah,
fashioned.
you want my wife to love you, make her an old fashioned.
I'm really
I
good at
do want Sam to like me, and I just can't figure it out.
She's hard. Do you know how long it took me?
God, I just want her to like me.
It took me 3 years until she started dating me.
it. What? You're like a golden retriever boy.
What do you mean that? What the fuck does that mean?
You do have big golden retriever energy.
Big golden retriever energy. You've ever been around a golden retriever? They're like,
Yeah, I know
Hi,
that.
I love you. Oh my god, yes, I want to hang out with you. You're so beautiful.
God damn
I
it, you
get
called
that-
me out.
I get that feeling from
you do have.
Oh,
That's why I'm friends with you, buddy. You make me feel good.
That's 100% true.
Yeah, you make those around you feel good, and you're just happy to be there.
I'm just, hey guys,
You're
happy to be here.
But you make everybody around you feel better.
You're
And
just here for the
it's good to
vibes.
be it's good to be your friend. You make me feel better. You
well,
make
that
me feel
makes
good.
me feel better than calling me a dumb dog. So
No, yeah,
No,
it's just the energy.
no, just the energy. Not you are a dog, but that golden retriever energy of just like, hey,
Yeah.
by the way, you're fucking awesome, and I want to hang out with you. Okay, I'll be right back because I got to go tell them that they're fucking awesome too.
did you ever hear like the story when Samantha and I met each other?
Yeah, you've told me this.
We played adult league kickball.
Yeah.
And like the second day that I met her, we went drinking at the bar, and then the next week it was like we were playing her, and I was like trying to be all cool. And I was like, oh, hey, you're Samantha, right?
Oh my God.
And she goes like, fuck you, Jim. You know who I am. And I was
You're
just like,
like, I need to marry that chick.
this is it.
Tried to play it cool. I've been fapping to her for the last week. And then fucking-
Well, you were like a big old California boy coming after a Texas girl. Like,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
learned your lesson.
Texas girls don't play that shit.
No, they don't.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about
No, I do want
Warhammer.
Sam to like me. I just can't figure it out.
Yeah, no.
Old
It takes a while.
She doesn't like me. Apparently, it's old fashions.
It's old fashions in 3 years.
Yeah,
All right.
we're on year 2.
So,
Yeah.
I'm like a year and a half in.
Yeah.
No,
That's
we're
all it
longer
takes.
than
Takes
that.
time. Got to whittle that thing down.
All right. Coming for you, Sam.
She's going to listen to this episode and be like, what the fuck is
Speaking
this
of
podcast?
speaking of people that take a long time to become friends with, we're going to talk about a little dude today named Cypher.
Yeah. So I
Nice.
have, okay,
So backstory.
Yeah.
So I have a question about Cypher. So I'm
Well,
starting.
a little bit. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
Okay. I'm starting the Dangles Army.
Dark
And we
Angels.
Have, yeah, the Dark Angels Army. And we have a new release coming, or we had a new release last Saturday, and there was a new Black Library book just called Cypher. And it's about Cypher. And Jazz goes, you might want to pick up that book because I think it might give you some good insight. And I was like, is he a Dark Angels?
So-
and then that's where we're like,
Yes.
let's
Okay.
talk about it.
So-
Is Cypher a Dark Angel? Yes. Is he a traitor? Yes. Is he loyal? Yeah.
Yeah. So here's the deal.
So he's all the above.
So we have to go back 10,000 years to kind of explain that Cypher is not a dude.
It's a name.
It's a position.
It's
It's
a
like
title.
007.
No, it's a position.
Yeah.
It's a
She's going to the conspiracy that James Bond actually isn't their name. It's a title within the MI.
It's a title. 007 is a title.
007 is a positional identifier because you have 006, 005, and they don't outrank each other.
Cypher.
There's a theory within the movie.
James Bond,
James-
and the reason
name
the actor
James, yeah,
changes
is because it's not that's James Bond. 007 is not their name.
Mhm.
It's yeah.
It's actually because they just keep advancing the technology and want to keep the story alive. But
Right. Yeah.
whatever.
But we don't.
Cypher's a position.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a. So you have to go back more than 10,000 years to original Caliban, and Caliban was essentially a feudal society with knight orders,
Yeah.
and the knight order that the Lion belonged to has a position who is more the historian
Mhm.
and kind of keeper of the tradition. In his order is called Cypher. So you give up your name and you become Cypher.
Like Decipher.
Cypher as in a puzzle.
Yeah.
And he's the one that kind of keeps the inner secrets and
Knows where the bodies are buried.
yeah, he knows everything. And is the most trusted title. Now, in the history of like when they were found by the Emperor and turned into Space Marines and stuff like that, the Cypher at the time was not very pro his order joining the Space Marines and wanted to stay loyal to Caliban. Not
Not
the
chaos.
Imperium.
Yeah, not chaos.
Caliban, their home planet.
Right.
So they do this whole thing. It doesn't make Cypher happy. He kind of leads this rebellion
Okay.
where shit was going on to kind of disrupt the imperial control of Caliban.
Yeah, very, very underground, just like kind of thing.
Yeah, it was this very like underground resistance kind of thing, and he was playing both sides against it and da-da-da-da-da. So then you find out that Caliban was actually infested by the warp the whole time, and it destroys the planet, da-da-da-da. So then Cypher, who has now been made a Space Marine because he needed to figure out what was going on the Imperial side to also fuck around on the loyal side, so he played both sides against the middle. He kind of goes like, told you, bitch. And then like he pops off and
She's gone. Yeah.
it's just gone. Now there's a thing about Cypher within the Dark Angels that says that any moment that Cypher shows up, any battle or meeting or anything, if Cypher appears, then that is a major event, a point of remembrance for the Dark Angels. This is something that needs to be put into the annals of the Dark Angels and remembered. So even though he kind of fucked off and the Dark Angels were kind of pissed off or whatever, when the Dark Angels when there's a division of them that show up to help defend Terra, all of a sudden Cypher's there. And he wears like this silver mask. And
Yeah, no one knows who he is.
you were not you anymore. You are Cypher.
And there
And
could be
so-
multiple ciphers. Like they don't know if
Yeah,
it's
and
Is Cypher created from the gene seed of Lionel Johnson, though?
yes.
yes,
So he'd look similar to Lionel Johnson.
but well,
No.
Look like every other space marine.
No.
You're
no,
thinking
no,
the
no, no, no,
Alfarius
no.
phenomenon, and
Wait,
that's on purpose.
Don't
with the,
all space
the
marines
Alpha-
kind of look like their
No,
gene
no.
seed father?
No, very
No,
individual.
okay.
Very
Yeah.
there are two that really look like their father. It is the Alfarius and the Alpha Legion. They all kind of look very similar. The other one is
And that's actually because Alfarius is smaller.
yeah.
He is the size of
Yeah.
a space marine. He's
Yeah,
not
he's
the
not a
size
big
of a
guy.
Primarch.
Yeah. And then the other one
He's the
is
preemie.
the Blood Angels. All Blood Angels
Look pretty close to
to
Sanguinius.
Sanguinius. Like
Gotcha.
They don't have
They-
the wings and shit.
they
but
don't have the wings, but they kind of like if you squint one eye and look at them right, they will all look the same. Like what like
and then like the salamanders, they all have that black skin. And I don't mean they're black dudes. I mean like they
no,
have
it's like
black
onyx.
skin. It's
onyx and they have black skin and red eyes.
But
Like
that
that's
has
just,
to do with where they're from.
and their gene seed reacting to it.
And he only, if I'm not mistaken, he only pulls neophytes from
Yeah.
Vulcan.
From not Vulcan from
Because I was listening to the
Isn't it Vulcan?
Nocturne.
Nocturne. He only pulls neophytes from Nocturne.
Nocturne.
And,
And
that's
it's-
what
and
those
it's a
people
reaction-
That's what those people look like.
And then what happens is it's a reaction to the gene seed with the radiation that's inherent on the planet.
Yeah, which
It
is
turns
what
them
has
into that.
turned their skin black. And
yeah,
stuff
because
like
like I was listening to the Horus Heresy, I've been picturing like Loken looks like Horus, Abaddon looks like Horus.
But that's also why there's called Little Horus, because he looks so much like the other Horus, and the other ones don't. But there's always like kind of a passing resemblance. It's like brothers looking like each other. Like,
Yeah,
they
they're
all
similar.
They
Yeah,
look
but a
similar,
lot of
but
that is
not.
also from the characters that you get introduced to are typically all from the same place. So the Chthonians all looking
Pretty
kind of
similar,
similar.
yeah.
That's like I went to Sweden and everybody looks Swedish, and it's like, well, yeah,
Yeah,
that's how this
where they-
works. It, like
Where they
it's
live.
so that's kind of the argument you're making is it's
Mediterranean
like,
looks
it's
like Mediterranean people.
well, all of the Chthonians look like Chthonians, and it's like, well, yeah, and Horus grew up on Chthonians.
Chthonians, so-
Like he's
They don't look like them.
Yep. Like, but like the word bearers they're not all gold, but their
Yeah.
Primarch is. Like they're,
his skin is gold.
yeah,
Fucking Logari. Fucking
he's got golden skin. So,
Weird.
but his space marines aren't golden.
Like literal golden, or the
no,
can use
no,
as the word
he's
for
fucking
golden?
gold. This,
yeah,
this
he has a
dude,
gold hue.
yeah, this dude is gold.
Jaundice.
Nope.
It's jaundice. I like that.
That's just jaundice.
He has jaundice.
He needs vitamin D.
He needs a lot of vitamin D.
He is into the D.
Inappropriate.
He's into the D.
Okay, so
you
Cypher-
ever read his stories?
I know.
Come on, dude.
I actually skip them. It's like, oh, Logar's in this one. Fuck it. No, I'm out.
Like that intro to book 3 when it was like,
Which
my
one?
brother, what are you doing? He's like, I'm wearing a flower hat. What have you been up to? And he's like, getting smoked out in this hunt for fucking
Yo.
3 days.
Step brother, what
I
are you
looked into the
doing?
future. It turns out that what we really need is a butter knife.
A butter knife, and we need to be on a ship. I don't know. It's also a planet, and it's also a palace.
It's wild. I checked in with your other brother. It turns out that he's all about combat, but is also a chicken shit, so he's just gonna leave. And
Yeah.
it was like, fuck you, Dan Abnett. I was such a fan. Pissed me off.
Anyway, Cypher.
Anyways, Cypher.
No one knows
So-
who he looks like. He's a position.
Now, here's
not a
what's
person.
cool about that, and what they've never really released, at least in my opinion, what I think is cool about it, is the last Cypher position technically could only belong to the Dark Angels as long as they were an order of knights. So as this went on and he did this thing, he has the ability to kind of like, he knows so many secrets that he can like tear open reality and like go into the warp and come back into reality and then go back into the warp. He is also known as the leader of the Fallen. Now, we have to talk what the Fallen is before we can cover the rest of this. The Fallen are not Chaos Space Marines.
So
They-
it became chaos, but yes,
Some of them got influenced.
tomato, tomato.
Yes. But the Fallen are not Chaos Space Marines, which is why even in the game,
You can
on
have-
the tabletop, if you open up a Chaos Space Marines Codex, there is no Fallen. The Fallen are Dark Angels that are not loyal to the Imperium.
They're loyal
They're
to
loyal
Caliban.
They are loyal
Caliban.
to Caliban.
That makes
and they are
sense.
loyal to the Dark Angels. They are not Chaos Space Marines, but they are not Imperial loyalists.
Makes sense.
They're like a third party.
Yeah.
Right? It's like voting libertarian.
Yeah, it doesn't really do anything, and
But
just
God
really
damn it, you're an
destroys-
individual.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like good job. You're
unique.
unique. You're a special.
You're not
flower.
really changing
Got it.
anything.
You're
But,
a special flower.
but hell, nobody can tell you what to do.
I like how you're a libertarian. You know that. That's-
Anarchy. I don't know what the word means, but I like it.
I like it. So yeah,
So anyways, so he is the leader. So that's the fallen. He is the leader of the fallen, which also kind of tells you his loyalties. Although he can go into the warp and come out of the warp and all that kind of stuff, he is not a chaos space marine. He doesn't. He's not an agent of chaos in the idea of the chaos gods. Like he does not work for the chaos gods, but he is an agent of chaos in that this motherfucker just shows up and goes like, ha ha, and then just like does some shit and then he
Yeah.
dips and just kind of disrupts. and
Does
does
he
something
play
like,
a
hey.
part in the last 3 books of the 30K
no.
story?
He shows up to one battle and is like, I'm here, so you know what that means.
Yeah,
This
that's
is
it.
important.
Yeah.
Oh,
And then he
And they're
also
like, oh, Cypher, yeah, fucking, I appreciate it. They're like, you're going to help us fight? And he's like, no, I'm just going to give rousing speeches until it's time for me to leave.
Oh, so
And
he's
then
like
I
a
do-
remembrancer, though.
He's a
Kind of.
and, he is the guy.
he's an archivist.
Yeah.
Well, he reminds me
knows-
of that remembrancer that was the poet that started writing all that propaganda in the first 3 books of the Horse
No,
Heresy.
So
No,
I've actually.
no.
No.
Do you know what he reminds me of?
Who? Aristotle?
Ollivander from Harry Potter.
The wand guy?
Yeah, because this dude's like, I know everything. I know every powerful wizard that's come
Yeah,
through here.
yeah.
I've sold every secret.
Okay.
I've done it all, and I know more than any of you motherfuckers. And you know what? I
Fuck
know
you.
when this shit's getting sideways, deuces, and just fucking dips.
He does
like,
dip. He
like-
does dip.
He gets kidnapped at one point. Cypher gets kidnapped at one point. Like,
But he did. But it's also Cypher
but he
has
knows everything.
So-
and doesn't tell you
But he
anything.
and also
there's a-
remembers everything, like what wand
Yes.
he sold Voldemort.
That's why he reminds me, because he's like, you have Harry Potter standing in your fucking in your wand shop, right? And he's like, I remember every wand I've ever sold. The one that gave you that scar is the twin to this one. I'm not going to tell you fuck all else about what's going on. I can tell you everything you need to know for the next 7 years, and probably the shit that could solve this problem in the next 10 days. But I'm
going
not
to.
fucking gonna.
because I don't want to be a part of it.
It's like, because
Fuck you.
do you know how many new wands I'm going to sell to motherfuckers? And I'm going to get some more secrets, and people are going to come and ask me shit, and they'll reveal some more secrets, and I'm going to get that shit.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to get captured, and I'm not going to tell them fuck all. But then when you come and save me, you're going to give me some more information. I'm going to give you just a little morsel, and then I'm going to fuck off again.
It's
because back to school
Cypher.
sales starts pretty soon. I
Yeah,
gotta sell more wands.
Cypher's like the CIA, kind of like knows.
Yeah.
Like
There's
what's that?
the 30,000 foot view. They're 100,000 foot view.
What's
Like, he's
the
in-
what's the word
But he's
for
both
a
100,000 and boots on ground.
Yeah.
Like he's
He
What's
is
the
he's a
word
spook.
for a
He is the
CIA?
100%.
Spook.
Yeah, he's a spook.
I didn't want to say the wrong thing, and it
He is
would have been
100% a spook. He is the spookiest
yeah, he's a
spook.
spook. He's very spooky.
wrong.
He is
Moss spooky.
Okay,
he
now
is
you guys
his
have
40K's version of Nick Fury.
you guys have hooked me,
Ooh, yeah. No, good pull.
You like that one?
Yeah, good
but
pull.
with both eyes.
But with both eyes, and it's,
We don't know that. He wears a mask.
Yeah, he wears a mask.
That's true.
But and also
Okay,
he
I'm
will,
gonna buy that book.
He will use
You guys have got me hooked.
I
He will
actually have the
use-
original metal Cypher model.
I know you do.
he will use chaos when he needs to. He will work with the Imperium when he needs to. But he's loyal to Caliban and to what
Supposedly,
Caliban
he
used
also
to
has
work.
the lion's original sword.
Question.
Yeah.
Well, now the lion's back. I would assume he's given it back to the lion.
Nope, they haven't met.
He took that shit.
Well, you don't know
I
because
love
you
the
didn't read
rumor
the
though,
book.
because we don't know why the lion woke up. The lion just woke up, and there's this whole thought process that that Cypher was like, "All right, it's time for the
time.
lion to come back," and popped into the rock and like nudged him on his shoulder and was
Wakey,
like, "Time to get up,
wakey.
big boy," and then fucking popped out and left. Boop.
Yeah. So yeah, Cypher's a
He's
spook.
been like piloting everything.
yeah.
It's pretty dope.
He's kind of he's a behind the shadow kind of guy, and he'll all of a sudden like show up at really like stupid things, and then all of a sudden like will be like, oh no, I'm with you guys. Like, we're gonna take this. We're gonna help like win this battle. And all of a sudden, he like dips in the middle of the war and then just is out. And he was like, he just took this one thing. Like,
but
what
that's
is this?
where this legend continues on. That if Cypher shows up,
It's a
moment of importance.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so if he shows up, that means this is a steering point. This is a changing point. We don't know what it's changing for,
Right.
but it is a pivot point in the war.
But
And
who's
I've actually read that
say-
Cypher book already.
It's the one that just came out in paper book.
Yeah.
Just
Because this is a paper. No, they came out in
paperback. You're right. The new ones come out in hardback.
Yeah, it was an Audible beforehand.
Yeah,
It's a good
this,
book.
this is called. It's literally Cypher,
Yes.
Lord of the
Well,
Fallen.
I'm
Yeah.
going to support my local LGS and buy it from there.
Damn, get
Instead-
fucked.
Instead of Audible.
Get fucked.
It's only a $10 book. It's cheap as shit.
Get fucked.
For paperback. It's
I came
cheap.
here to lead, not to read.
Well, then I have a question.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who's to say that the current Cypher in 40K isn't the original in 30K?
So
because
there it
Space
is.
Marines
This is
live
the
for a very
brilliant-
long time.
And
This
it could
is
be.
there it is.
Absolutely could be, especially since we know there's time dilation that happens when you're in the warp. Time does not change. Time does not pass the same way in the warp as it does here.
'Cause-
Samus.
Wait, what's
Samus.
the average lifespan for a Space
We don't know.
Marine?
They
if
can't die of old age.
Okay.
Well,
so they
as,
can't die
as
of old
no
age.
one has died from old age because it's it's a very
But we
dangerous
do
occupation.
know. We do know there were Space Marines that are at least 3,000 to 4,000 years old.
Right. Okay.
Almost. Well, and all the Chaos Space Marines are 10,000.
Are all
years
the
old.
veteran Space
time
Marines
dilation-
the older Space Marines?
The firstborns,
The veterans.
but they're not necessarily firstborn.
So like the Dark Angel veteran squad
Could be newer.
could be newer. Okay.
Could be refreshed Dark.
Yeah,
Angel.
veteran's more of like a rank you get.
As
You're
far
like,
as I
you've seen some
know,
shit.
there's no 10,000-year-old
Space Marines
like loyalist Space Marines.
that we know of.
I'm like Bjorn's the closest one.
And I think he's like 4,000 years old.
No,
6,000
he's
years old.
10,000. He
No,
was-
that's right.
Yeah.
No, he's old school.
Yeah,
But he's
so-
also a dreadnought.
But he's a dreadnought, and he goes to like into stasis like for hundreds of years.
So he's not fully human.
I mean just Space Marines.
No.
not a dreadnought
No.
He's
or
part of like
or
the
whatever.
AdMech at that point.
No.
No, he still has all.
He's
of
a
his full
sack of
conscious-
organs inside of a coffin.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he has still all of his functions. Like they wake him up to have him like tell stories. Like he's basically like an oral traditioner.
Yeah, he's
At this point.
but not in his original skin and bones.
Well, he doesn't
right.
even have skin.
Right, because he's dreadnought.
He's literally just a.
He's over there on the table.
He's a.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
Hey,
go
he is,
on.
He is
Say what?
talking haggis.
Who's to say that the current Cypher is not the original Cypher from 30K? What'd you say?
Haggis?
He's talking haggis.
He's not a sheepskin.
He is a bag of organs that can speak.
That's intestines.
Whatever.
Okay,
Talking haggis.
so talk about the theory.
So that's what's kind of cool. And one of my favorite theories about Cypher is that Cypher has kept the tradition alive of passing on Cypher.
Yeah.
So they almost Sith mode where he like
There can
gets
only
an
be
apprentice,
one.
teaches them everything they need to know to carry on the tradition of Cypher to keep the tradition of the original Dark Angels from Caliban alive.
Right.
Does he get a PowerPoint presentation?
And then oh, it's definitely a PowerPoint.
It's like 30 screens.
Yeah. He's even got the goofy animations where it like diamonds out to the side. And I want all of our meetings to be like that.
Sorry.
Now. I just want bad, not even like the high speed PowerPoint. but
PowerPoints
all
you
of the
made in middle
old,
school?
Yeah, those.
Yeah.
I just want them to be that.
Silver Eagle loves PowerPoint.
Fucking Jesus. So does the army.
They
Death
love
by
it.
PowerPoint. It's
They
awful.
love it. They love PowerPoint.
So
PPT, baby.
it's so bad.
PPT.
Everybody thinks it's like, oh, it's going to be great for the immersion. It's not. This could have been an email.
Yep.
Just bullet points, baby. Bullet points on an email would have gotten this done.
I only use PowerPoints for visual charts, and that's it. And just talk about it.
That still could have been an email.
I'm gonna read off a PowerPoint.
I love that when people just read me the slide. I'm like, you definitely should have emailed this to me. That's not even a reference point. That's just you're just reading to me.
When that happens in meetings, I just log off and I just go back on TikTok, and I'm like,
Yeah.
Just
But I love the theory that we are not dealing with the original Cypher.
Yeah, I like that too.
That it's constantly being handed down to this next Cypher.
So at what point in history do you think that original Cypher from 30K story starting off, at what point in history do you think he died or
I think
had
we
to
get a
be
new
at a
Cypher
point?
every 62 days.
You think
That's the shelf life.
It's 62
They're like
days.
ham.
it's like Alfarius?
It's like a ham. You have 62 days.
It's definitely not the shelf life of a ham, but okay.
It's dry aged.
It's not.
No.
Dry aged.
It's not.
It's dry
You
aged
should throw
wagyu.
that out.
It's dry aged
Yeah.
wagyu.
5 days.
It's 62 days.
But what point
the
is
leftover taco.
okay?
It's 62 days.
At what turning point of 30K would you say that the old Cypher
We don't know.
changed out? No, theory wise, like what are your ideas?
We don't know.
There's no way to know.
Okay.
And the reason being is that it could be they always have an apprentice.
Yeah.
Right. And so, but the true Cypher is showing up to these major events, but then that battle goes poorly, kills that Cypher. The apprentice just shows up and tastes the mask and moves on.
What if Cypher just chills in the warp until something happens and he shows
That's
up?
also
That's
thing.
also could
be true.
And that's
So he
the
doesn't actually
dope thing about
age.
Cypher is that we don't fucking know. You ever seen the movie A-Team?
Yes.
Yes.
And all the guys that work for the CIA are just called
Unfortunately.
Lynch.
Yeah.
He's like, I knew a Lynch in Desert Storm. That was 20 years ago. And he's like, I come from a long line of Lynches.
Yeah, that's a funny part.
Jazz showed me A-Team the other day.
I had to watch it the first time.
And I
It's
was
a
like,
great movie.
He
What is
flew a
going
tank.
on?
Yeah, it's a great
They
movie.
flew a tank.
They're
It's great.
hilarious.
It's a lot like
dumbest-
that. It could
Rotors
be.
are good, sir.
You spin me right.
Yeah,
Who
but-
the fuck is this guy?
And that's the great thing about Cypher is that like this it could also be the last Cypher from Caliban. It could still be that motherfucker.
Yeah.
Or we could be on Cypher number 1200. We don't know.
I feel like Alfarius is like a dude playing another dude disguised as a dude.
Alfarius could be
situation.
Cypher for all we know at this fucking point.
Yeah.
Fucking
We know
true.
more about the Alpha Legion
Then we know about Cypher.
than we know about Cypher.
I like that. Okay, I'm gonna buy that book.
Yeah, Cypher's a dope.
Can you
fucking
run
character.
Cypher on a Dark Angel table?
Yes.
Yeah, dude. He's got a pistol
has
and
a model.
sword.
Well, no,
He's
I
totally
know
modeled.
he's a model, but is he in? Can you run him?
Yes,
with the
'cause you
Dark
run
Angel
the Fallen.
Codex.
Yep.
Yeah. You just run it as the Fallen.
His,
you just can't run the
card-
Lion.
His card
That's
is
what you give up.
in my index card.
What you give up, what you
there it
give
is.
up, I believe you cannot run Cypher and the Lion at the same time.
I don't know. I'm kind of liking the Fallen. I think Cypher.
The Fallen are dope. The Fallen are dope, and they're not as Boy Scouty.
You mean the Risen? Yeah,
No, the Fallen just have Riz.
the Risen Fallen.
It's just the Fallen with Riz.
She.
No, isn't that the new thing that they have? They have the
So the
Risen.
Lion is now actually trying to go and reassemble
Yeah,
the Fallen
Fallen.
into a complete legion.
Yeah, so that's his goal right now. He's finding all the Fallen.
But I think
and
it's-
then he looks at him and be
instead
like, "Are you still cool, bro?"
But I think it's supposed to be the Fallen redeemed. And it's
Yeah.
essentially, they only left and became the Fallen because they feel like the Lion abandoned them.
Okay, and I just say that.
And so they were
Yeah.
all like, well, fuck you. If you're a representation of the Imperium, then I want nothing to do with the Imperium.
Yeah.
Deuces.
if
And so he left. And so now the Lion's walking around going like, dude, bro, I'm sorry.
Sorry.
I'm sorry,
I got
bro.
it got a little fucking sideways. It got a little sideways. Will you take me back?
Yeah. And they're all like, bro. And he's like, bro. And it's like, but bro. And he's like, bro.
And then they look at him and be like, "Are you Chaos?"
so, is that currently what he's doing right now?
Literally,
Okay.
Yeah.
in the story
So-
right now, he is going around
Hold on.
trying to get his fallen angels to be like,
Hold on, I got a funny thing.
I can't quit you. Like that's
Yeah.
where they're
Unless-
at right now.
complete
Unless you're very, very Chaos, and he's like, "I gotta cut off your head."
no.
Sorry,
No.
bro.
He found that one dude that just became a warlord on a planet, was living in a cave, and was like,
Yeah,
I could use you. And he's like, yeah, you're right.
yeah, you're right. He finds a bunch of like Space Marines that are living in caves, and they're just like, "What do you do?" It's like nothing.
He took back almost an entire company's worth that had just become space pirates. It was like,
Okay.
Yeah, another 4 of them were like just running this planet as warlords, but like
Straight
good
up.
warlords, like good, like they
Yeah.
had a pretty good
And it was
plan.
like
they had a good thing going.
the Imperium abandoned this planet, and we found it, and now we're protecting it, and we're keeping all the raiders and everybody else from coming and fucking these people up. But we're running it.
And then they go like, "Well, I heard that there's these pirates. You mean Tom?" Yeah, no, we know Tom.
It was like, well, I heard there's pirates in the area, and it's like, yeah, he's one of us. That's
Okay.
one
Okay.
of us too.
He's one
So
of us too.
where we currently are in 10th edition though, and they put out that huge cinematic advertisement of Robot Gilliman smoking a cigarette because he's so stressed out that the Tyranids are coming back and that the High Fleet Leviathan is fucking everything up.
Yeah.
And then, the Lion comes back, he's risen,
Mhm.
and he's like, I'm gonna go find my dudes.
Yeah, I gotta go.
Bobby G.
Right now.
Like,
I got
Bobby
a couple
G-
make couplas.
Bobby
They'll
G
be
right
hanging
now is that meme of that guy sitting outside the door, like smoking his cigarette, just like
Ben Affleck.
like so stressed out. Like,
So here's the
"Can
funny
you
thing
guys
is,
come help me.
apparently Bobby G actually has no idea that the lion's awake.
Yeah,
That the lion's
lion, the
back.
lion hasn't even
Interesting.
because they're on opposite sides of the rift.
But
Sure.
they know that Bobby G has been running the Imperium. So they're like, by the
Right.
way, your brother's
Who's
actually
up?
in charge right now. And he's like, I'll deal with that in a minute. And he's like,
No, it was
he's going up to get his boys.
In the book, it was like, yeah, well, you have a brother and he's awake. He's like, oh, really? Who is it? It's Roberto Gilman. I'm good.
And he was like,
Good.
yeah, but I heard Tom's a pirate. Like, could we
So
go
talk about Tom again?
Could we go find Tom the pirate?
Tom-
I gotta go
Pirates
find my
was good.
guys,
Yeah.
and then like maybe we'll do a family reunion later.
Yeah, and I
Because
mean,
I'm
you got to
pretty
keep in
sure
mind
if
the
it was
lion's
Russ,
not.
if it
the
was
lion's,
Russ, he would have been like, I'm gonna go find my buddy. I'm gonna
Yeah,
go
right,
find my guy.
yeah, just straight up.
Oh, Russ.
They
we're gonna
told
go, we're gonna
they
go
told
have
the
fun.
lion though that Bobby G was in charge, and he was like,
He's got it.
He's good. I could go find my guys first.
All right, I got
We
a
got
couple
time.
minutes.
We
It's
can't
just
get
so
past the
fucked
rift anyways. We're fine.
That's that. I'm not even gonna try. I'm not even gonna try.
Anyway, man.
I would love that YouTube short of just like Bobby G like stressed out of his mind, drinking coffee, smoking cigarettes, trying to get this thing, and then the
lion.
is just like
Just walking through the forest, like just
on a
forest
stroll,
walking.
just
oh Tom,
don't
you're a
give
pirate.
fuck.
Do you want
with his little
you
fucking
wanna come back?
his little Ewok buddies.
Ewoks.
His little
It's like, what do you guys want to do today? I don't know.
He's like,
Same
I don't
thing
know.
we
We
do
do
every
this
day.
planet. And here's a boop boop.
We
and it's
make
like,
friendship bracelets.
you know, Bobby G would be like, you just have midgets just fucking teleporting you around the galaxy.
Do you know how much I could use that?
It is like,
Do you know how much I could
I'm
use
pretty
that?
sure that's chaos. And the lion's like, you're fucking an alien. And he's like, I'm gonna tell Dad. And it's like,
Okay.
Jerry Springer, Primark edition.
I like it.
well, yeah, because you got brothers back now. It's like, you're dealing with chaos. And it's like, you're fucking a Xenos.
You're fucking a Xenos.
Yeah, I'm fucking a Xenos and I liked it.
You're banging a Xenos.
You're being a Xenos.
You're only here because a Xenos came in and saved you and made
Yeah.
that fancy suit for you.
I woke up from a nap.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, I'm
was just
to
sleeping.
blame.
By the way,
I'm to blame.
Dad knew about the Watchers.
Yeah.
He brought me back into the fold with the Watchers.
Yeah.
You think Dad knows that you're banging an alien? I don't
Yeah.
care if it's just smoking hot space elf.
Do you know how racist Dad is about that shit?
Yeah, Dad is super racist.
Super
He's
racist about
not
that.
going to understand
I'm
this.
cool about it.
Yeah.
But you know Dad isn't.
I don't really give a crap,
Definitely
dude.
not Mom.
Yeah.
I don't have a mom.
She died.
It's a fucked up family
Mom.
dynamic.
Space baby.
Space baby. Don't worry about it. My mom's fucking science.
You don't
What do you
need
mean,
an
the
egg
test
to
tube
make
we
a
were in?
baby.
Our mom's name isn't Pyrex.
Dumb. But anyway, I'm really happy you're doing Dark Angels because I get to fight you as Space Wolves, and
Yeah,
that's always
I'm
a lot of
so
fun.
excited.
Yeah, it's gonna
Yeah,
be
and also Space Wolves and Dark Angels hate each other.
And also the paint scheme is way easier than Chaos Space Marines.
But I agree. If Russ had heard about this whole like he's back and doing this, that, and the other, Russ would have been like, yo, I gotta go find my boy.
I gotta
real
go find
quick.
him. I gotta go find him.
Have they
And,
announced-
it would have been like, no.
Oh shit!
Have they announced-
Grab the keg. We're going to find my brother. This is gonna be awesome. And
Have
you know what?
they-
He'd have been right.
You would have been right.
You would have been right.
Yeah. What are you gonna ask?
I was gonna ask in the Adepticon, have they released that Lehman Russ is coming back too? Did it fit in our theories of Primarch's coming back?
All
from
that
the
we've
dead?
seen right now is it's a lot of AOS stuff from Adepticon.
Okay.
What's just
Valrek.
going on in Chicago?
Valrek said Lehman Russ is post haste.
Post haste.
Yeah, I do think that's going to be the next pivot point. I don't think we're going to see anything post June or till post June.
Okay.
They're going to get
Because
through
the
the
AOS
fourth
release.
release for AOS, and then they'll push Russ. But yes,
And they're doing AOS is becoming like a Sigmar lied.
yeah, we're going to get this like traitor marine thing.
Yeah, I think
which
it
is it's just it's Chaos Sigmarines because we have Sigmarines. Now we're going to have Chaos. They're also burning the rule set to the ground. They're doing to AOS what they did to 40K, which is smart. They need to.
restarting.
They need to unify the system.
Yep.
Anyways, go out there and do awesome things. Let us know. I would not even a faction, but just a dude that you want us to go do some research on. And,
Yeah, please do.
And explain him poorly to people.
Dude, I want to do Bjorn next time. Bjorn's fun.
Do you want to do Bjorn?
We'll do Bjorn.
We'll do some homework on Bjorn.
But also submit those submissions.
yeah, let us know. Until
Because
next time.
if anyone has enough name characters, it's fucking Space Wolves.
No
They have
shit.
so many.
They all do.
Great.
All do. They, a lot of begats.
Be gone.
There's Lucas the Trickster.
Yeah.
fucking destroyed his rules. I'm so pissed at him.
Anyways, games, drinks, and hijinks, folks. Go out there and do great things. Be awesome to each other.
Be nice.
Because the world needs more of that.
Yeah, I know. It's been a rough world.
Anyways, hit him with it, Jim.
Bye.
Bye.